That was not it.
Put the link to the song if you want. Just like take the URL and put it in.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah, 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 nigga. Says on the motherfucking building, nigga. Yeah, 10, 10, 10. Hit up, pops, told him gas and jet. 10, 5, 5. Yeah, love. 10, yeah, baby. Yeah, call your line, you better pick up. Stupid. 10, 10, 10. Hit up pops, told him gas a jet. He been proud cause since a jet I kept my foot on niggas' necks. I can always make it happen, I got hustle and finesse. I'm like Brady Marshall, bitches toss it up and we connect. We got Billies in the bag, so how the fuck a nigga stress? I was 19, package coming from the dark net. Ain't no rookie in this business, nigga, I'm really a vet. That's why we ain't never tripping, you could never be a threat. He could never be my equal. Niggas hitting me bout to the moon. They asking for the sequel. Run up on me and this shit get spooky like we at the Cecil. Nigga, broad day, middle of the street like a Beatle. I'ma let that thing go. You ain't seen a nigga like me, the Django. Charted your career looking like a rainbow. Hit him with that rat booker. That's a case closed. Yeah. I've been up, young, immaculate, life is fabulous. I ain't at the front on niggas, all my shit is accurate.
Just take the URL of the song.
I just tell them Google us.
And it came up
Focused on the paper, niggas think we studious. Do we smoking bitch, nigga, but we ain't dubious. Team solid, you don't know who to trust. Ain't a lot of reals, just a few of us. Check the stat sheet, this ain't new to us. Yeah, new to us, I be, yeah, in this bitch, nigga, who the good, ayy. 10, 10, 10, said something in the motherfucking building.
What's up? I'm back. Back locked in. We didn't realize we had a kick, so we gotta get with the people going there. Talking about. But I can't even see. This shit whack as fuck, low key. Niggas in my kick be going nuts. What the fuck is she talking about? Can't believe one of them motherfuckers really called me a monkey.
What did you say?
We back in this bitch though. Fuck is you talking about? Niggas on kick talking shit. I forgot. Y'all some spicy ones.
Kick is where you can say that stuff, huh?
It was talking crazy to me. Golly. But we know that's just because they be hating. Them boys be hating. Alright. Alright, Cal. I'm with you, P. I'm with you. I'm with you, P. I'm with you. something with it. Oh, you're muted, Kelly. Oh shit. Let's fucking go, Kels. Now, unmute yourself so I can hear you. Dadgummit. Just lock in mode. I'm with it. Oh, I muted you. Fuck. Fuck. Fuck, I muted you, dude. My bad. You there? Go. No! No! I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Thank the Lord Jesus for this food. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Let's go. Dang hot, baby.
You, Kels. Kels. Oh, my God. This nigga. He missed. Oh! I had no boost. I had no boost there either. Please get in. Bro, what are you doing? Okay, good shot. I have no boost though. Oh! That was it. Go, Kels. Push, 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 push. Finish, finish, finish. I'm gonna hit the guy. I hit him. I hit him. Oh, fuck. My boy didn't get there. Hope he doesn't go confused. Alright, go, Kels. God damn it. Go. Woo! Kels, I can't hear you, but tell me something good, nigga. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Oh no, fuck. Don't put it that way. You. Fuck. 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 God fucking damn it. I gotta fucking restart this goddamn game. She gets me so fucking tight. Invite me. We got 3 minutes. I don't know why I can't hear you. What the fuck? Dave, say something. I already know I can hear this nigga. I'm not tripping. Hello? Can any of you fuck knuckles hear me? Hello? Hello? Fuck nigga? God damn it. This is like, oh, here we go, this annoying ass shit. Yeah, wow, it's fucking right. What the fuck? I'm like, that shit was in the air for 20 fucking minutes. That shit just hung out. Wow. This type of shit can make Cal think right. Yo, turn your mic on, bro. Stop bullshit. Fuck.
Stop crying.
Why do you just not have your mic on?
My mic's been on.
You just don't want to talk?
I just wasn't talking.
I just, when you
talking, you wasn't hearing me, so it's like, alright, cool.
I just wasn't talking. I decided not to use my voice.
Did he took a nap or something, nigga? You had some coffee?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I had to get back on stream.
Oh, you got a mouth. That's what it sounds like.
I had to get back on stream. Sup, gang? You gonna turn me gay?
I need an alien to pull up on me.
Give you the
Yes.
sauce.
Okay, so real. I want the sauce. I don't need the sauce. I'm trying. They do. Take me to alien school.
Mommy Milkers, that's what we're playing.
Leave his game. Like I know. So like I know. Yeah.
Alright, no more games. Come on, Kyle. No more games. Oh yeah, go.
Blue.
Oh, that would have been crazy. Good hit. I'm your help. I'm your help. Get in, pussy. Come on. I got it. Oh, no. Call it, call it. I got it.
I got it. Got it.
Oh.
You.
Yeah, I don't have it. Wow. I got what I knew I didn't have it. you. Hey, hey. Ah! Let's fucking go. Hey. Oh. God damn it. I was just saying. We can play smart. Just say. We're up 2. We can play smart. This is a tournament. Oh yeah, me. Too much, sorry. Oh shit. Finish. Oh my god, if you finish that, you're a fucking legend. Jesus. Jesus, Cal. Come on. Sorry. That was me being a bitch. I got your back though. Oh, he fucking missed. What, you went mute again? Something wrong with your voice?
My bad. Nice.
Go, Kels, finish. You finish that? Oh. Well, that way. That way, nigga.
Look out.
Just keep it there. Keep it there. Don't fuck with me. I need some milk.
I feel like I know. They got 8-0. What the fuck? It's probably just one person.
I mean, we beat our niggas 5-0, right?
Yeah. I'm just assuming it's 2v1.
No, probably not.
Oh, two stanky, sticky nuts.
Salty, stanky, sticky nuts. Mm.
That's like that'd be a good package,
Yeah. I mean,
like ranch. I like ranch
Try it.
peanuts in the pack, or cheddar cheese peanuts in the pack.
Ew. That's gnarly. It's fucking gnarly as shit. Oh, fuck. My mic not close enough to my face. Yeah, that way. I get it that way. I'm not gonna lie, these niggas shit's kind of hard.
Yeah.
They not playing. I missed the boost. It's coming to goal.
No.
No, I was saying.
Oh.
Oh, Kel.
Me out.
What happened?
I was there, but he boxed me out.
Go.
Mm. You?
Finish. Oh, god damn it.
It's off.
I know. Oh my god, Jesus. Almost just passed out. Watch out. No, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
I boomed the nigga.
Yeah, but I didn't even hit the ball.
That's on you. Hit the ball.
This nigga is. God damn. What the fuck? Got one though. Here you go. No, I couldn't finish it. Fuck. Not in. I got it. God fucking. What are you doing? It's off.
I got it.
Should be a goal right here. Where you at? Oh, it's rolling.
Mm.
Finish, Cal. Finish.
I'm off.
God damn it. Oh, it's short today, though. It's fucking
Alright, I'm out for.
fucking A, dude. I mean, give me a break. Get real. I gotta get my footing back. First one's free. pussy. Sarasota. That was quick. Fucking blow my brain. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking go nuts. God damn it. So fucking ass. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So fucking tight. Yeah, totally quit. Hasn't gone my way.
To keep rapping off beat, bro. How? Talking about you getting on the track since when? Money and them men are doing pen. You know about 6 or 5 of the men. You know about half of the men follow trends. He said to me, they put in the streets. That's what they wanted for me. And I said, G, someone can fix you a plate, but no one can force you to eat. Like when will he see himself as a king and not just a pawn in these streets? And when will we come together as a tribe and be what intended to be? I just wanna be free. Yeah.
Took a long time. Alright, we gon' be alright. Okay, alright. Okay, alright. Okay, alright. Take time to some time away. I took a little time. Alright, we gon' be alright. Okay, alright. Okay, alright.
to put it on my back though. I'm the one who's showing off the ankles. Came up off $1, so I'm thankful. Get it to the bank, close. Facts, bro, these is all facts. Big tunes, big checks, big racks, bro. Facts, bro, these is all facts.
Some bad Rocket League play. Some really bad. Subpar.
God, I was on mute. How's Rocket League going? Dang, it don't quit.
It's bad there.
Back to Brawl. Hey.
Go ahead and log out for me. Go ahead and pack up your desk. Excuse me, Mr. Weathers. Go ahead and pack up your desk for me, sir.
Oh man.
Mr. Weathers, if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and pack up your desk for me. Go ahead and grab your belongings. Grab your timesheet as well. Go ahead and sign that for me, and this will be your last day. You'll get your 2 weeks. Actually, sorry, your 1 week, because you skipped pretty much every day last week on your paycheck. And I hope and pray that the Lord has mercy on you. Okay? Have a good one. Your boss tells you that. What are you doing, Dave?
Yeah.
Swinging?
Gone. No plus. I ain't want to work here nowhere.
Tell that nigga, what the fuck did I do to you?
Wait, what did he say one more? What do it say one more time?
It was a lot of
He about to tear the roof off.
I was focused. Sorry.
Those kicks, MP.
Yeah, it's okay. Don't pay attention too far.
What up, coach?
MP, we got one heck of a matchup tonight.
Ain't ready, MP.
Dorsley.
Fuck, man. Yeah, that Rocket League performance was truly abysmal. On behalf of myself, I apologize, Kels. On behalf of you, I apologize as well. On behalf of Weathers, for harshing our zen earlier, I apologize. And on behalf of my stream of 3 people, I apologize from all of us. We will do better. And I also apologize for me being a nincompoop, because that's I am.
It'll be the Celtics off the tip. Here's Gray, covered by Van Vliet. Gray inside.
Bro.
Siakam pulls it in. And it's Van Vliet with the ball for the Toronto Raptors. There's the dish to Pirtle. Clock at 6. Porter with the screen for Trent. The three-pointer no good. Brown the pass to Gray. The kick out to Brown. Here's Gray, covered by Van Vliet. Back to Brown. The pass to Gray. The shot, no good. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way. 18 feet out. Count that one from Van Vliet. Van Vliet's got the opening bucket of the night here for the Raptors.
Well, when you see somebody making pull-up jump shots like Van Vliet does there, you know that the rhythm is there.
And that'll be
He's gonna make some free throws.
Only a few years removed from its championship in 2019. Boy, a lot has changed since then.
A lot of change. Toronto is without some of the key pieces from that title team, and it wasn't that long ago. But, Greg, they haven't had to go through a full rebuild. There are some remaining parts.
Listen, the talent they have is still undeniable. And they've got a good mix of young up-and-comers and players in the prime of their career.
Trent can't hit.
Listen, he knows he should have made that shot. We'll see if they can work it back to him in that same area.
Gallinari, a screen on Trent. Gray dishes to Gallinari. And Gallinari throws it down.
Yeah, I like to see Gallinari attack the basket. It provides a nice counterbalance to that shooting ability.
Siakam against Gallinari. Siakam inside. Over Gallinari. Siakam's shot is off.
And that's where you want to make the next pass. This guy is a good scorer, but the defense is right on him.
Here's Gray. A shot with Brown making the play.
Well, it's not the guy you want guarding him at the rim. Just too much of a differential in terms of size.
Trent outside. And to Van Vliet. Shooting foul as the whistle blows.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul. At the line for Toronto. Fred VanVleet.
Bigger the moment, the more dangerous Fred VanVleet is. We've seen him so many times knock down so many huge shots. Doesn't matter the setting, Eastern Conference Finals or NBA Finals. This guy, the very definition of fearless.
Gallinari with the steal. Kicks to Gray. First quarter of play, we're about 3 minutes in. The kick out to Tatum. That three off the mark.
And great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
And looking back on
You're right, ref. Good call.
That's his second personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for Toronto. Pascal Siakam. At the line
Should be celebrating a tournament victory right now.
He hits the second from the line.
Instead, I'm getting splashed on by fucking
Boston
Fred
trailing.
VanVleet, Pascal.
Gallinari is screened. Gray kicks to Brown. Pass to Gray. And foul on the shot. That one on Yakupur.
Even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Brown against Trent. No good on that one. Good work defensively by Horford. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. Tatum passes to Gray. Nice move. No good off the back of the rim.
Well, this has not been a...
Actually, I don't even want to play this game. Facts.
this?
All the time. All the time. Living without you, baby.
Free-flowing offenses that fire up the assist clock, you come to the right place.
Tell you what, Kevin, both of these teams really emphasize player movement, ball movement, and getting everybody involved. Touches and shots. It makes them very unpredictable.
Hey, got
and
him.
really keeps the defense off balance.
Oh my God.
Ray's got the
Stop
opening
it.
basket of the game for the Celtics.
What are you talking about?
And so it's Fultz who brings up the ball for the Orlando Magic. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
You got to give them an A for effort. Just fell a little bit short in that one.
Yeah, they were really close right there. Just couldn't string together a few key plays to help get them over the top for the win.
Here's Gray. He's coming off a 28-point game against Toronto. To the middle. Horford kicks to Gray. Just 3 to shoot. Releases. It's not going to go for him. And it's the Magic taking it the other way. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Had a chance to catch up with Jamal Mosley.
Yeah, right. You can barely dribble
To
anymore.
push the offense out to the perimeter. He told me if we can do that,
got
I feel
CTE
good about our
right here.
chances. Now, guys,
Oh,
obviously
God.
that's a tall order, but he's trying to get his guys to get geeked for the challenge.
Thank you, David. And it's
Passing
Brown
the ball to
missing.
the boy.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Fultz against Brown. Fultz the pass to Carter. And it's off from three-point range. Celtics have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started.
Ooh, got him.
Here's Gray.
Whoa.
He's defended by Wagner. Gray inside. The kick out to Brown. Pass to Gray. Fires for 3. Carter pulls it in.
And they're fired to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. And Carroll passes to Wagner. And he puts in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
And smart ball movement there from Bancaro. And that selflessness will endear him to his teammates.
The kick out to Brown. Horford trying to free himself up.
Bruh,
That doesn't go either for
this
Brown.
nigga can't shoot. How can you not shoot, bro? What are his stats? Bruh. Bro, you should be able to shoot, P. Bruh.
The wide open look that he wanted just didn't knock it down.
And there's already a loyalty aspect to Bancaro's makeup, starting with the tribute to the city he grew up in.
He literally takes Seattle everywhere he goes.
Yeah. You need to do something. Fuck. So here putting us on wax.
Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Here's Gray. There aren't many players who can score at the volume he has and make it look as easy as he does every game. He averages more than 36 points a game.
Really good to see Brown drop in the perimeter jumper, showing off his terrific stroke from beyond the arc.
Fultz dishes to Bancaro. Inside. It's tipped and stolen by Williams. And pushing it up, here's Boston. Brown the pass to Gray. Picked by Williams. And that one's good.
Golly.
Second basket of 4, shooting 50%.
I tell you what, you better watch out, fellas. He is on fire here today.
And we all know what can happen when he gets rolling. A hot start can turn into an explosive scoring night.
Now, here's Banchero. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Washington. It's deflected and stolen by Williams. Gray kicks to Brown. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there.
He just has not been himself this period. Just too inconsistent up and down at the offensive end.
Here's Gray. And a miss there on the dribble.
My bad.
Orlando's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Pass to Suggs. Back to Wagner. Banchero with the ball. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Tries it from 9. And it's Carter missing. Boston's gone a meager 1 of 6 from three-point land since we got started tonight. Always going up for the alley-oop here. Now, here's Suggs. Defended by Gray. 2 free throws coming up.
Numbers kind of sneak up on him. I mean, great job of clearing the glass and getting the break started. Still underrated as a rebounder, but is making a name for himself.
Here's Gray. And foul on the free throw line.
Oh man, we switched back to Curry. Yeah.
We're into the meat
Good.
of the season. Are you seeing any emerging trends?
Sasha Gray.
For a few years, the trend had been guys shooting from farther and farther out. But Kevin, I think we're seeing a return of the big man, a more concerted effort to attack the interior.
Now Tatum. For Jalen Suggs, missed from long range.
Tatum knows how to score in the paint, folks. He can make any adjustment needed to find the shot that works for him.
Fultz the pass to Suggs. Now Banchero. Still getting wound up offensively. No scoring hit for him. Here's Gray. Over in the corner, Brown. Over Fultz. And it's Brown missing.
Boy, this is bad. Tough to watch. I mean, this is really bad. He's stone cold this quarter. Man.
Suggs passes to Fultz. Rebound Boston. Williams has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Gray.
Hey, oh, you
And
missed.
missing the go-ahead bucket. Magic have gotten just 3 of their first 9 shots to go down in this game. The pass to Suggs.
No, good D.
Once again off the mark, Orlando. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for Boston. They trail by 1. Outplayed
here.
the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Raptors.
Woo!
The mistakes.
Well, you know you got to take care of the basketball. Hopefully, they learn from that game and are better going forward.
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Ball, he's checked in for Banchero, and Anthony subbed in for Jalen Suggs. Brogdon, he's checked in for the Suns. Here's Carter. It's good.
That should have
It's his
been a
second
block.
basket. He's shooting 2 for 4.
Superb concentration from the big man there. Carter Jr. is experienced at converting difficult shots.
Here's Gray. The putback.
Hey,
The rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Celtics lead by 1.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Outside Anthony. Jacks up a 3. First shot, first basket. He's on the blocks fast.
Just focusing on the task at hand. That's all you can do.
Yeah, these teams trading punches right now. I mean, it's table tennis. Back and forth we go.
Here's Gray. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own. Gray's got 9.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Now here's Anthony. 14 points from him the last game against the Wizards in Washington. Tatum against Wagner. Here's Carter. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Excellent D there from Gray.
Oh, get out the way.
Move, Trick. Get out the way.
Gray passes to Brogdon.
Get out
To
the
left
way,
side
Trick.
wing.
Get out the way.
Here's
Lights
Gray.
out.
Guarded by Fultz. And the call.
Happened to Kels.
He raged.
Rocket League was that bad?
For the season.
Yeah,
Won
it's
the
been a
first
very
game, so.
frustrating season for them in that regard, guys.
Wagner's checked in for the Magic. Then for the Celtics, Mike Muscala comes in for Robert Williams. And Brent Williams is subbed in for Al Horford. The Celtics with the lead. Tatum passes to Gray.
Damn, my neck is fucking broken back. I gotta figure out how to. Oh, actually, I know. Why don't I do that? Is that good? Yeah. I got my TV right here, so that's what I'm looking up.
Back to Tatum.
Hey,
Here's Gray. He's defended by Wagner.
I look handicapped.
Here's Tatum for three.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage. That's good.
Now, Bears and the Magic had some of the worst injury luck in this NBA the last couple seasons.
Certainly have, Kevin. And this is a team that has been trying to develop young players. And they've been somewhat stifled because of injury. I think the best way to grow is through young players. And you've got to give them reps, playing games. So it's been frustrating for Orlando to have these outstanding young talents be thwarted by injury.
8 lead changes now, and we're still just in the first half.
And I'm not sure I've seen a game with more lead changes this early.
Ball setting the pick for Fultz. Shoots over Brogdon. Tatum against Wagner. And he's fouled on that shot, but he's got the chance to.
Fuck.
Second team foul. At the line for Orlando, Ron Wagner. At the line for two.
No luck that time either. Wagner's Rookie of the Month award was well earned, Clark. He is a hard-working player.
Yeah, I agree. He's earned and carved out a spot for this team already. And he's accomplished those feats quite quickly. I mean, Wagner has tremendous potential, I think, and a really bright future. He's a versatile player, a hard-working guy. He's only going to get better.
Orlando with the ball, following the bucket by the Celtics. Anthony kicks the Fultz. It's over Brogdon. Another miss by Orlando. Celtics leading by 3.
For what?
Here's Tatum. Passes it to Brogdon. Here's Gray, guarded by Fultz. Shot on the wing. Again, the Celtics good for 2.
Guys, this has been an incredible performance this quarter. I mean, he's getting the ball where he likes it and wants it and just going to work.
Down low. Wagner. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he got it.
Man, I can't wait to watch you guys collapse down the stretch.
At the line for the Magic, Ron Wagner. 2 shots.
to making a switch here. Barton is checked in. Both free throws good from Wagner. .59 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Barton. It's hauled in by the Magic.
I still can't believe that one didn't fall.
Pass to Fultz. At the elbow, Bowl. And the dunk by Bowl.
For a young player, I like the way Fultz
Talk to me nice, yeah.
knows and feels when a guy is open.
Barton outside.
I blow black, hey.
Here's Gray. Guarded by Fultz. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws.
They say I've been known to blow it back.
Hold on, nigga, go.
You said what?
Nigga was sitting argue with me.
Who?
Man, shit, look.
Hold on. Just tell me, because I can't switch.
Nigga finna sit here and argue with me. Oh, whoops.
That one nigga that was talking shit? Talking stuff? Did you ever handle that business? Like,
What business?
the one dude in the game that was talking hella smack.
Oh, we're now in a race for Rookie of the Year.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. Look at me talking to this nigga, look.
This is him?
Nigga, I told you go the fuck around. And you finna sit here and talk to me about go the fuck around, nigga.
It's not streamed.
Oh, I'm on
That's good from Gray. And the Magic making a change here. Banchero's checked in. Both free throws good from Gray. We've got 22 seconds left in the first quarter. Outside Anthony.
He's Alt-Tab, right?
Over in the corner, Banchero.
You know about Alt-Tab, right?
Alt-Tab?
Pass to Wagner.
Like switching tabs?
A good finish at the back office.
Like screens and windows.
Yeah, like you click Alt-Tab and you can go to like whatever
Yeah,
other
Alt fucking
application you
tab.
have.
That time with a sweep.
Your last previous tab.
Or any of them if you hold it.
Yeah, hold it.
Yeah, if you hold it. I knew that. I
had
knew
a
it
PC
already.
when I
I'm
was a
not dumb.
kid, nigga. I didn't used to have Macs until I got to high school.
Know if you knew about
My
Alt-Tab.
first computer was a laptop was an Asus.
Mine was a Toshiba. Got it for this study away thing.
This game's gonna turn around on you guys. Just wait. We got this.
I wonder what happened to that thing.
The inside area is their
So I
territory.
wonder what happened to that thing. My laptop.
The assist numbers.
I think it got a
spreading the
virus.
wealth and creating some offensive opportunities.
The guard pair for them, Anthony and Son. Banchero up there with Mo Wagner. And it's Carter in at the 5.
Did you say?
This is out there for Orlando.
Now you got to remember, Barton isn't just a scorer. This guy is also superb at finding open teammates.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Well, guys, Johnny, in the last outing against the Raptors, was playing superb basketball. He scored 28 points, and along with what he did in offense, he had a big defensive night as well. He did a little bit of everything for them. Just seemed like he was everywhere on the floor. Devin, back to you.
Thank you, David. You're right. He was a good man looking good in that one.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same attitude tonight.
Yeah, you know, every night's different. They may try to double him, might force him to adjust, or force him to make plays with the pass instead. We'll see.
So it's Boston now. After Cole Anthony missed from long range. Gray's shot is off.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can count on him to continue missing.
You remember the day that Trump got elected?
About a minute and a half play. Takes the
Niggas thought
All the
world was
kids in
gonna
the Presky were like standing. They all took a quiet stand. And niggas was crying and shit. Pussy ass niggas. I was like, y'all niggas serious? Y'all niggas acting like we got a siren that the world is about to just fucking like go down, like Russia just like sent them all. Like y'all niggas pussy as shit. Nigga.
DEFCON 8. We going DEFCON.
I called my dad and told him. He was like, yeah. He was like, seriously? I was like, yeah. He's like, wow.
He said, wow.
He was like, these niggas.
Here's Gray.
Baby
Out of
shit.
Gray dishes to Barton. And there's
Ugh, shoot that shit on me. No face.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
You know, that's how it goes with them. Those hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes, they last days.
How many points you got on the board?
21. Start of the second quarter.
Williams, a screen on Anthony.
Damn. Put it on pace for 80.
The kick out to Barton. Williams trying
The career high.
offensive rebound. Here's Gray.
Good foul. Who had what? Probably been like 70. I don't know. I got a C. Nah, I got a C.
And the first one at the line is good. Just a few years ago, we saw a lot of teams toying with small ball lineups. But I think you'd agree unquestionably, big men are back.
You know, Kevin, I would agree because simply when you look at it, there are a lot of really high quality big guys that can do it inside and out. And so going small is a less frequent approach at this point, and it's one that poses a lot of challenges in my mind.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Well, I think he did plenty of damage nonetheless. I mean, it was only with one hand, but he still threw that down pretty hard.
Now here's Tatum. 10-point lead. This is their biggest.
Ooh.
Drills it from outside. He's got a couple of three-pointers in the second for the Celtics.
Scoring the ball, he has been lethal and efficient. Wow.
The drive by Anthony.
I should put my hand up. I don't want to foul.
Anthony's got his second bucket of the night.
Fellas, he just is struggling to get anything going. Right now, his shooting percentage in the quarter, 20%.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be
Can't guard and foul.
Shooting for Boston, Gray. 2 shots.
That one is off.
And as many times as tonight, I think by now we know what's going to happen.
Fultz checked in for Anthony. And in this era of player movement, Greg, we're seeing guys often pick teams on fit or style of play. When they look at that, what are they looking into?
You want to have fun coming to work every day, Kevin. I mean, the money they're making, most guys are going to be set for life. But I think they recognize it's about the journey and who you have the opportunity to take that journey with.
Good steal.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
So they call over the back here. Too much right. That's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Celtics lead by 5.
Welcome in for halftime. And what's on tap, you ask? I can answer that.
it's been a nice outing for the Boston Celtics.
Being a trunk slammer ain't easy. Hostile environment, and these guys are unfazed.
Yeah, it's tough to win on the road in the NBA. Loving the confidence. And now, something that gets a lot of publicity. Who could be qualifying for the three-point contest?
There are so many good shooters in this league, man, but these guys and their form is elite.
It is truly incredible how accurate.
Yo.
And that'll do it for halftime.
Yo, what up,
We
brother?
send it back to Kevin Harlan, who has the second.
How was your
half
day?
ball.
Me?
Yeah.
It's great.
What'd you do?
And as we get to this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither
Watched
team
the alien shit this morning at like 7
separation on the scoreboard yet.
a.m.
Alien.
What?
Alien shit.
Yeah, they finally did like the government conversation on it.
What'd they say?
What?
What'd they say?
They said that they have discovered unidentified objects, and also they have discovered.
One more time?
They discovered unidentified flying objects, and they described 3 military occasions where they saw them, and then they also described that in some of the crashed, UFO things that they saw, there was also biologic matter that was non-human in that material. So,
Where is
basically-
the
what?
proof of this? Where is the proof of this?
Huh?
Where is the proof of this?
They said it in AOC was there.
Okay. And
There was it was like a government issued state a hearing.
and they just said that, but they didn't show anything.
There's evidence from the guy's accounts. Like there's one proof of evidence live if you want to see it. You heard me? There's proof live if you want to see it.
Oh, a dude talking about it or just showing you?
Oh, shit, let's do it right now. That's exciting. Talk about David Fravor.
Listen.
So this is real footage. You want to see it?
Of what?
What you mean of what?
A real footage of what?
You'll see.
Bro, I'm in the middle of a game, bro.
Oh, so why are you asking me questions?
Because you can tell me what you saw. Like, I don't understand.
Taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
A UFO
On the court right now for the Celtics.
traveled
Out in the
80,000
wings, it's
feet
Brown and Tatum.
instantaneously.
The post tandem is
At a
Britain
speed
Williams. And it's Gray at the point guard position.
And then hit the surface at a speed or without creating any type of heat signature propulsion.
Here's Van Gils. Williams with
Showing that
The amazing thing about Williams, yeah, he can block shots inside.
that he was capable of doing that. Could you hear me?
Yeah, show me.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
These 3 videos, released by the Department of Defense, have changed the way many people see what we can't explain.
The moment you mention UFO, immediately what comes to mind are little green
Peacock.
men, tinfoil hats. That's not at all what we're dealing with.
In 2004, off the coast of California, an F-18 Super Hornet training exercise was suddenly interrupted by a call over the radio that would come to define Commander David Fravor's career.
You know, there's certain things in your life where you just remember in vivid detail what happened. And that's one of them, because it's honestly the strangest, most obscure thing I've ever seen flying.
This guy talked this morning.
Fravor, the commanding officer of the Navy's Strike Fighter Squadron 41, and another F-18 scrambled to check out an unusual radar blip 80 miles off the coast.
So as we're looking around, the backseater in the other airplane comes up and says, "Hey, Skipper, do you see?" And before he says it, I'm like, "Dude, do you see that?" As soon as we look down, we see the whitewater, and then we see this little white tic-tac. It's pointing north-south, and it's just going forward, back, left, right.
It's just bouncing around?
Yeah, like a ping pong ball.
What was its shape? What was its... what did it look like it was made out of?
Like a perfectly smooth white tic-tac. Or for people that need a bigger visualization, a giant propane tank.
Fravor says the F-18s began circling, Fravor at 20,000 feet, and the so-called tic-tac only about 50 feet above the surface of the water.
And I say, "Hey, I'm gonna go check this thing out." And the other pilot stays and says, "Hey, I'm gonna stay up high." And then it starts coming up at us. We call it two-circle fight, but it's coming up, I'm coming down. So it literally is aware we're there. There's no doubt, because it mirrored me. So here it is. I cut across, and I get to about half mile of it, you know, so I'm about halfway across the circle. As it gets in front of me, it just goes poof, and it's gone. And it's gone like that fast.
What do you mean, poof, it's gone?
I mean exactly that. Like, it's 1 minute it's there, and the next second, it's like magic trick. So I asked the other airplane, I said, "Hey, do you guys see that?" And they're like, "It's gone. It just disappeared."
When you saw this kind of performance, what was the first thing that went through your mind?
What the hell was that?
Once back on the carrier, Fravor's team told the next crew what had happened, and that crew took off ready to capture something on camera. And this is what they saw. I guess the biggest question is, what do you think it is?
I honestly don't know. I don't think that we have developed that technology. I don't think we developed it on this planet. We still, to this day, have no idea what it was, what we saw, what we chased, what we engaged. But it was pretty spectacular.
A report from that incident eventually made its way to the Pentagon and crossed the desk of Luis Elizondo, the former director of the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program.
In essence, what that program was an investigatory body looking at what we call the UAP, probably in the vernacular, it's better known as the UFO phenomenon. The bottom line here is that over the past several decades, we in the Department of Defense and the intelligence community have been noticing things in our airspace that don't have wings, they don't have cockpits, they don't have even an obvious sign of propulsion like an engine, and yet still they're able to defy the natural effects of Earth's gravity.
It's fucking crazy.
In 2020, the Pentagon declassified 3 videos, the Tic Tac video and 2 others filmed on the East Coast in January of 2015. Other countries have made similar public disclosures. Also in 2004, the Mexican Air Force confirmed this video was shot by one of their pilots near the coast of Baja California. In 2014, the helicopter from the Chilean Navy locked onto an unidentified object emitting what appeared to be some sort of gas or vapor. Both governments have said they investigated but couldn't determine what the objects were. To those like science writer Sarah Scholes, clipped black and white videos always leave a lot to the imagination.
To me, the most interesting thing about the videos is how little information is in them. All we have are these, 30 seconds or a minute of something totally decontextualized. And so everybody kind of gets to think whatever they want to think about them because we don't actually have enough information to form any kind of conclusion, which is UFO's favorite space to live in, the muddy, fuzzy space.
But will 2021 be the year all of that changes because of COVID-19?
Hidden among the many pages of the COVID-19 bill is this mandate to produce a report on unidentified aerial phenomena. What's different this time is that the
Oh,
military...
I thought the little robot thing.
You didn't know that?
Wait, what?
You weren't paying attention to this. You were playing a game.
What'd she say?
Nah, dude, come on, man.
Yeah, they just said they'd leave it all up to imagination because it's fuzzy, and they're like, "We'll take it to you."
That's not true. They niggas talked about it today.
I just heard them talk about it.
No. Today. This was not today. This is 2 years ago.
Okay, wait. Let me see the video
What video?
of this nigga talking about it.
Today?
He just talked about they saw a phenomenon. It's
Bro,
like,
that was this is a 2 years old video. Are you asking me to see the video of the flying object that I just
you're
showed
saying
you?
something crazy happened, and I'm wondering what.
Did you see the flying object that I just showed? That you weren't watching, were you?
I just saw it, bro. It's not convincing of anything.
Okay, cool. All right. Let me go to next. Hold on. He said it's not convincing of anything.
One.
You want to watch the full 2-hour video? You just want like.
Just let's hear the punchlines.
Okay, I gotta see if I can find highlights.
If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
And was this documentary evidence, this video, photos, eyewitness? Like, how would that be determined?
The specific documentation I would have to talk to Gina Skiff about.
What?
What, nigga?
The specific documentation I'd have to.
Yeah, nigga, it's real.
It's like, what did you find?
Some stuff. That's for sure. We found some stuff.
We found something.
We begin with that
Found
historic
something,
UFO
all right.
hearing on Capitol Hill today. As we just said, the bipartisan push for transparency, certainly decades in the making. The nation watched gripping testimony of UAPs, accusations of a
Gripping.
government cover-up,
This shit was gripping
calls
for
for
sure. I
action,
can't
and
believe you didn't
demands
know.
for greater transparency on this issue. What are these unidentified objects? Where did they come from? And are we alone?
This is some fucking
Take a
movie
listen. Here are
shit,
some of the
Nick.
key highlights from that hearing.
Finally, I'd like to thank these three brave witnesses here. They took an oath. They took an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States, and dadgummit, they're doing it. And we owe them a debt of gratitude.
We owe them a debt of gratitude.
I have experienced advanced UAP firsthand, and I'm here to voice the concerns of more than 30 commercial aircrew and military veterans who have confided their similar encounters with me. Today, I would like to highlight 3 critical issues that demand our action. As we convene here, UAP are in our airspace, but they are grossly underreported. These sightings are not rare or isolated, they are routine. Military aircrew and commercial pilots, trained observers whose lives depend on accurate identification, are frequently witnessing these phenomena. The stigma attached to UAP is real and powerful and challenges national security. It silences commercial pilots who fear professional repercussions, discourages witnesses, and is only compounded by recent government claims questioning the credibility of eyewitness testimony. Parts of our government are aware of more about UAP than they let on, but excessive classification practices keep crucial
Why they call it
information hidden.
UAP?
Since 2021, all UAP videos are
I'll look it up. Unidentified aerial phenomena.
They're classified as secret or
Yeah,
above.
they're not calling it a
This level of
UFO.
secrecy not only impedes our understanding, but fuels speculation and mistrust.
No, they're just they're
In
making it more
2014,
broad,
I
so
was
it
an
includes not
F-18
just UFO.
Foxtrot pilot in the Navy Fighter Attack Squadron 11, the Red Rippers.
That's why they did that.
And I was
not to
stationed at
exclude
NAS
UFO.
Oceana in Virginia Beach. After upgrades were made to our jet's radar systems, we began detecting unknown objects operating in our airspace.
See?
At first, we assumed they were radar
Objects.
carriers. But soon, we began to correlate the radar tracks with multiple onboard sensors, including infrared systems, eventually through visual ID. During a training mission in Warning Area Whiskey 72, 10 miles off the coast of Virginia Beach, 2 F-18 Super Hornets were split by a UAP. The object, described as a dark gray or a black cube inside of a clear sphere, came within 50 feet of the lead aircraft and was estimated to be 5 to 15 feet in diameter. The mission commander terminated the flight immediately and returned to base. Our squadron submitted a safety report, but there was no official acknowledgement of the incident and no further mechanism to report the sightings. Soon, these encounters became so frequent that aircrew would discuss the risk of UAP as part of their regular pre-flight briefs. The majority of witnesses are commercial pilots at major airlines. Often, they are veterans with decades of flying experience. Pilots are reporting UAP at altitudes that appear above them
Keep saying
at
UAP.
40,000 feet, potentially in low Earth orbit or in the gray zone below the Kármán line, making inexplainable maneuvers like right-hand turns and retrograde orbits or J-hooks. If everyone could see the sensor and video data I witnessed, our national conversation would change. I urge us to put aside stigma and address the security and safety issue this topic represents. If UAP are foreign drones, it is an urgent national security problem. If it is something else, it is an issue for science.
I was informed in the course of my official duties of a multi-decade UAP crash retrieval and reverse engineering program.
Did you just hear that?
I did.
Science.
I was informed in the course of my
I was
official
informed.
duties of a
I was
multi-decade UAP crash retrieval and reverse engineering program, to which I was denied access to those additional read-ons when I requested it. I made the decision, based on the data I collected, to report this information to my superiors and multiple inspectors general, and in effect becoming a whistleblower. As you know, I've suffered retaliation for my decision, but I am hopeful that my actions will ultimately lead to a positive outcome of increased transparency.
The controller told us that these objects had been observed for over 2 weeks, coming down from over 80,000 feet, rapidly descending to 20,000 feet, hanging out for hours, and then going straight back up. For those who don't realize, above 80,000 feet is space. We arrived at the location at approximately 20,000 feet. The controller called merge plot, which means that our radar blip was now in the same resolution cell as the contact. As we looked around, we noticed that we saw some whitewater off our right side. It's important to note that the weather on this
This is
day
that same guy
was
in the
close to
from the
perfect
first
as you
video.
could ask for off the coast of San
I
Diego.
know.
Clear skies, light winds, calm seas, no whitecaps from waves. So the whitewater stood out in a large blue ocean. All four of us, because we were in F-18Fs, so we had pilots and Wizzo in the back seat, looked down a small,
They gotta
small
show
white
me the
tic-tac object with a
biologics.
longitudinal
I need to
axis
see the
pointing
biologics.
north-south and moving very
That's the real
abruptly over
deal.
the water. Like a
Show me some
ping-pong
grainy
ball.
footage too.
There were no rotors, no rotor wash, or any sign of visible control
Still never
surfaces like
covered
wings.
anything.
As we started clockwise towards the object, my Wizzo and I decided to go down and take a closer look at the other aircraft staying in high cover to observe both us and the Tic Tac. We proceeded
he
around
call
a
it Tic
circle about
Tac?
90 degrees from the start of our descent, and the object suddenly shifted its longitudinal axis.
This
aligned
nigga
with
need
my
to see
aircraft,
some green
and
nut
began
juices to
climb.
believe it.
We
What?
continued down another 270
Yeah,
degrees. nose
actual
low,
some
toward the Tic
biologics.
Tac,
So
or
that
You just have a nigga
270
say something about it. You're like,
degrees
oh, yep.
toward the- and we went nose low to where
No,
the
no.
Tic Tac
You
would have been.
again.
Our altitude at this point
You're
was about
only seeing this
15,000
10
feet, the
minutes.
Tic
I
Tac was
watched the
about 12,000.
whole 2
As we pulled
2
nose out of
hours
the
and like
object, within
15
about a
minutes.
half mile of it,
thing.
it
Live.
rapidly accelerated in front of us and disappeared. Our wingmen, roughly 8,000 feet above us,
But it's
lost
really hard to
contact
take
also.
one nigga
We
serious.
immediately
It's
turned
hilarious.
back to see where the whitewater was at, and it was gone also.
A couple niggas.
So as you started to turn back towards the east, the controller came up and said, "Sir, you're not going to believe this, but that thing is at your cap point, roughly 60 miles away in less than a minute. You can calculate the speed." We returned to Nimitz. We were taking off our gear. We were talking to one of my crews that was getting ready to launch. We mentioned it to him, and they went out and luckily got the video that you see, that 90-second video. What you don't see is the radar tape that was never released, and we don't know where it's at, of the active jamming that the object put on an APG-73 radar.
The sub.
You want to watch the whole thing?
Go ahead.
You don't have to.
They just said a lot with no documentation. What's the point? They want to release the documentation, like
No, this is the first step.
to doing what?
To urge the government to provide more information. That's what this whole thing was about. Yeah, you gotta just watch this. 'Cause you're asking questions that can be pretty easily explained. Ooh. Actually, fuck it. This doesn't matter.
Committee hearing on unidentified anomalous phenomena, or UAPs, will come to order.
Can you see?
Welcome, everyone.
It's
Without
UAPs,
objection,
bro. Like,
the
it's
chair
not
may declare
UFOs.
recess at
Dude,
any time.
relax, dude.
Additionally, without objection, the
it's a
following members
very
Weathers,
important point.
You're so close. You have gotten look at the time. 16 seconds before you can dismiss.
It's gonna.
fully.
It's
Just Dave.
Bro.
Dave. Just
I know
listen.
how these things go. It's a government.
I know
hearing.
how these things are, David.
I'm
just,
not gonna sit here and listen to 2 hours of them bureaucratically discussing this. A UAP.
Okay, bro.
But go ahead.
moved on to the subcommittee for the purpose of
This nigga
participating in
knows
today's
everything.
hearing. Mr. Burchett of Tennessee, Ms. Luna of Florida, Mr. Getz of Florida, Mr. Burleson of Missouri, Mrs. Ocasio-Cortez of New York.
What's the name of this
and
video?
Mr. Ogles of Tennessee. Without objection, so ordered.
Wow, you gonna
For
share
today's
it?
subcommittee hearing,
No, what's the
both
name
the
of it?
chair and ranking member will have 10 minutes for opening
Watch again,
remarks.
Congress
We may
holds
both be
hearing
giving
on
some of those
UFOs
minutes,
after whistleblowers
to other members of our party.
claim government
I'm now
kept
going to
information.
recognize myself for 10 minutes. I'm actually going to try to get out of here in about 4, and then we'll give it to some of my friends over here. Good morning and welcome to the most exciting subcommittee in Congress this week, the Subcommittee on National Security, the Border and Foreign Affairs, for discussion of unidentified anomalous phenomenon. I'd like to thank the brave military pilots and personnel, such as the witnesses on the panel today, for sharing their stories on how they have engaged UAPs, which has brought attention to this matter. Curiosity and speculation from all walks of life have generated interest in studying what UAPs are and what threats they may pose. I will say that when I was younger in school, I read a book, a 1966 book called Flying Saucers, Serious Business, and for a while, when I was a little bit younger, I thought it was the most important issue out there. The lack of a transparency regarding UAPs, which was one of the themes of that book, in any event, it's led to interest in studying what UAPs are and what threats they pose. How UAP data is gathered from both civilian and government entities that can be analyzed to shed light on the topic. However, despite these...
Moskowitz, my friend across the aisle, has an incredible mind, and I'm anxious to hear his questions. My buddy Eric Burleson, and it's not in my notes here, but Matt Gates. If it hadn't been for Matt Gates, myself, him, and Luna would still be down at Eglin Air Force Base trying to get some answers. He's got an incredible legal mind. Also, I know I saw out in the crowd there George Knapp, my buddy Jeremy Corbell. They're not witnesses, but they've provided some statements on this subject, and I seek unanimous consent to enter those statements into the record, Mr. Chairman.
Without objection.
Also, would like to enter in, I understand now that this is unclassified and it's public record, but as we all know, that's sometimes difficult for the public to get a hold of. A report, Defense Intelligence reference documents, advanced space propulsion based on vacuum, space-time metric engineering, some light reading for some of our members.
Without objection.
Thank you. You know, Mr. Knapp wrote, since 1969, the position of our military has been that UFOs pose no threat to national security and are not worthy of further study. I'd say that's the biggest understatement of the decade. He also goes on to talk about the dismissive attitude. It's at odds with what was revealed in documents, reports, and internal memos. And Mr. Cabral says, as he writes these words, the UFO is emerging as a major topic of global importance. I can state that as a fact. Out there, I met a fellow who came in here all the way from Denmark to be here for this meeting. So this is huge. This is worldwide. I think we suspect what's going on. But I'd also like to thank the members of Congress who have supported our efforts to make this hearing happen. Some have even confided to me that they've had UFO sightings of their own. Those members, of course, some of them wish to remain anonymous, and I'll keep it that way. But also, finally, I'd like to thank these 3 brave witnesses here. They took an oath. They took an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States, and dadgummit, they're doing it. And we owe them a debt of gratitude. y'all quit clapping. You're cutting in on my time. Just kidding. These folks, they've got nothing to gain from this, and I think you're going to find out that they've endured quite a few slings and arrows. We need to remember them in our prayers and their families. And I'm thankful to them for their honest testimonies. They have done interviews and appeared in documentaries like Accidental Truth to get their stories out there, and now they are all here to testify under oath for Congress. It's been so difficult to get here today. I've said, in the Baptist church, we'd say that the devil's in our way, and the devil has been in our way through this thing. We've run into roadblocks from members, from the intelligence community, the Pentagon. I proposed legislation to go in the FAA reauthorization that just said if an airline pilot has a sighting, that when he makes that report to the FAA, that it would come to Congress. But I was told that the intelligence community did not like that, and the amendment was not even heard in committee. I think it's time for this country to take back our country. We need to tell the folks at the Pentagon they work for us. Dadgummit, we don't work for them. And that's exactly the point. This is an issue of government transparency. We can't trust a government that does not trust its people. We're not bringing little green men or flying saucers into the hearing. Sorry to disappoint about half y'all. We're just going to get to the facts. We're going to uncover the cover-up, and I hope this is just the beginning of many more hearings and more people coming forward about this. And I yield back the remainder of my time. I think, is it to Representative Luna, Mr. Chairman?
Yeah, we'll call Ms. Luna for her statement.
The circumstances surrounding UAPs has captivated the attention of the American people for decades, ingrained in even the minds of our nation's leaders from Jimmy Carter to Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton to Donald Trump, Marco Rubio to Chuck Schumer, John Radcliffe to National Security Council officials. Yet from Roswell, New Mexico to the coast of Jacksonville, Florida, the sightings of UAPs have rarely been explained by the people who have firsthand accounts of these situations. This is largely due to the lack of transparency by our own government and the failure of our elected leaders to make good on their promises to release explanations and footage and mountains of overclassified documents that continue to be hidden from the American people. This isn't just how I feel. In fact, the American people largely believe that the government has actively covered up the truth about UAPs. One poll in particular found that 68% of Americans believe that the government is hiding information about UAPs and not being honest about what we know about them. And from my personal experience, I believe the same thing. Another poll found that nearly half Americans believe that the federal government is doing a very bad or somewhat bad job of dealing with reports of UFO sightings. As Representative Burchett just referenced on the FAA bill that just went through, you can tell that that's exactly happening. Considering the thousands of testimonies and videos taken on people's phones and eyewitnesses' accounts made by credible witnesses such as doctors, pilots, scientists, and active duty service members, to grant temporary clearance to witness Grush, who has knowledge of classified information. It is time to have an open-minded discussion on this topic, to hear the evidence and understand the magnitude of what this means not just for our nation, but
non-human intelligence and unexplainable phenomena. Those are not the words of a UFO Twitter account. Though that is a direct quote from Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, that the American public has a right to learn about technologies of unknown origins, non-human intelligence, and unexplainable phenomena. In an interview with Fox News, recent former Director of National Intelligence John Radcliffe confirmed the U.S. government is aware a lot more sightings of UAPs, and that they have not made that information public. I quote, "There are a lot more sightings that have not been made public," Radcliffe said to Fox News. For me, this hearing is about transparency. We unfortunately live in a time in which many people distrust government and our institutions, and overclassification of information away from the American public or even Congress contributes to today's politics. The American people have regular questions. What are UAPs? How come the media doesn't report more on them? Dugway Proving Ground, or even Groom Lake in Nevada. We should have disclosure today. We should have disclosure tomorrow. The time has come. Thank you, Ranking Member.
Thank you, Mr. Moskowitz, and I would yield back now to our chairman. Thank you.
Right, now I'd like to introduce our witnesses. Our
Are
first
there like
witness is
10
Lieutenant
people
Ryan
there?
Graves. He's the Executive Director of Americans for Safe Aerospace. Lieutenant Graves is also a former U.S. Navy F-18 pilot with his own UAP experience. The next
Are these people?
is also a former U.S. Navy F-18 pilot with his own UAP experience. The next witness, David Grush, is a former senior intelligence officer with the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency and was a senior technical advisor for UAP issues. And finally, retired Navy Commander David Fravor, squadron leader who worked as a naval aviator for 18 years. Mr. Fravor has his own UAP experience, known as the TikTok event. I look forward to hearing from all three of you today. Pursuant to Committee Rule 9G, the witnesses will please stand and raise their right hands. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Let the record show that all the witnesses answered in the affirmative. You may be seated. We appreciate you all.
All right, you heard that, right?
What did he say?
They just swore in.
Okay.
Being here today and look forward to your testimony. I'll remind the witnesses that we have read your written statements and they will appear in full in the hearing record. Please try to limit your oral statements to 5 minutes.
On
As a
behalf of
reminder,
the
please
U.S.
press the button
government,
on the
if they
microphone
lie
in front
about
of you
this.
so that it's
They will
on
go to
and the
jail.
members can hear you. When you begin to speak,
I
the light
don't
in front
think
of you
that
will
they're
turn
lying.
green. After 4 minutes, it'll turn yellow, and the red light, when that comes on, it tells you your 5 minutes have expired. I'll now recognize Mr. Graves for 5 minutes for your opening statement.
Thank you. Chairman Grothman, Ranking Member Garcia, distinguished members of the House Oversight Subcommittee on National Security, Representatives Burchett and Luna. My name is Ryan Fobbs Graves, and I'm a former F-18 pilot with a decade of service in the U.S. Navy, including 2 deployments in Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Inherent Resolve. I have experienced advanced UAP firsthand, and I'm here to voice the concerns of more than 30 commercial aircrew and military veterans who have confided their similar encounters with me. Today, I would like to highlight 3 critical issues that demand our action. As we convene here, UAP are in our airspace, but they are grossly underreported. These sightings are not rare or isolated, they are routine. Military aircrew and commercial pilots, trained observers whose lives depend on accurate identification, are frequently witnessing these phenomena. The stigma attached to UAP is real and powerful and challenges national security. It silences commercial pilots who fear professional repercussions, discourages witnesses, and is only compounded by recent government claims questioning the credibility of eyewitness testimony. Parts of our government are aware of more about UAP than they let on, but excessive classification practices keep crucial information hidden. Since 2021, all UAP videos are classified as secret or above. This level of secrecy not only impedes our understanding, but fuels speculation and mistrust. In 2014, I was an F-18 Foxtrot pilot in the Navy Fighter Attack Squadron 11, the Red Rippers, and I was stationed at NAS Oceana in Virginia Beach. After upgrades were made to our jet's radar systems, we began detecting unknown objects operating in our airspace. At first, we assumed they were radar errors, but soon we began to correlate the radar tracks with multiple onboard sensors, including infrared systems, eventually through visual ID. During a training mission in Warning Area Whiskey 72, 10 miles off the coast of Virginia Beach, 2 F-18 Super Hornets were split by a UAP. The object, described as a dark gray or a black cube inside of a clear sphere, came within 50 feet of the lead aircraft and was estimated to be 5 to 15 feet in diameter. The mission commander terminated the flight immediately and returned to base. Our squadron submitted a safety report, but there was no
You listening?
Yeah.
official acknowledgement of the incident and no further mechanism to report the sightings. Soon, these encounters became so frequent that aircrew would discuss the risk of UAP as part of their regular pre-flight briefs. Recognizing the need for action and answers, I founded Americans for Safe Aerospace. The organization has since become a haven for UAP witnesses who were previously unspoken due to the absence of a safe intake process. More than 30 witnesses have come forward, and almost 5,000 Americans have joined us in the fight for transparency at safeaerospace.org. The majority of witnesses are commercial pilots at major airlines. Often, they are veterans with decades of flying experience. Pilots are reporting UAP at altitudes that appear above them at 40,000 feet, potentially in low Earth orbit or in the gray zone below the Kármán line, making inexplainable maneuvers like right-hand turns and retrograde orbits or J-hooks. Sometimes these reports are reoccurring, with numerous recent sightings north of Hawaii and in the North Atlantic. Other veterans are also coming forward to us regarding UAP encounters in our airspace and oceans. The most compelling involve observations of UAP by multiple witnesses and sensor systems. I believe these accounts are only scratching the surface, and more will share their experiences once it is safe to do so. In closing, I recognize the skepticism surrounding this topic. If everyone could see the sensor and
Why would
video
the
data I
government-
witnessed, our national conversation would change.
What?
Why would the government investigate the government about their own cover-up?
Because there are different branches of the government, and this is Congress versus like the Pentagon.
Which is a bureaucratic arm of the presidency.
Yeah, and we all know the executive branch gets like no fucking power, so it's not like the president could just like veto. And like you also got to understand like.
But they run that. That's what I'm trying to say. The president, that is what they have control of, is the bureaucratic Pentagon.
Listen, I don't know, man.
I'm just saying this doesn't add up.
Okay.
I urge us to put aside stigma and address the security and safety issue this topic represents. If UAP are foreign drones, it is an urgent national security problem. If it is something else, it is an issue for science. In either case, unidentified objects are concerned for flight safety. The American people deserve to know what is happening in our skies. It is long overdue. Thank you.
Mr. Grush?
Mr. Chairman, ranking members and congressmen, thank you. I'm happy to be here. This is an important issue, and I'm grateful for your time. My name is David Charles Grush. I was an intelligence officer for 14 years, both in the U.S. Air Force, both active duty, Air National Guard, and Reserve, at the rank of major, and most recently from 2021 to 2023, at the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency, NGA, at the GS-15 civilian level, which is the military equivalent of a full bird colonel. I was my agency's co-lead in unidentified anomalous phenomena and transmedium object analysis, as well as reporting to the UAP task force, UAPTF, and eventually, once it was established, the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, AARO. I became a whistleblower through a PPD-19 urgent concern filing in May 2022 with the Intelligence Community Inspector General. Following concerning reports from multiple esteemed and credentialed current and former military and intelligence community individuals that the U.S. government is operating with secrecy above congressional oversight with regards to UAPs. My testimony is based on information I've been given by individuals with a long-standing track record of legitimacy and service to this country, many of whom also have shared compelling evidence in the form of photography, official documentation, and classified oral testimony to myself and my various colleagues. I have taken every step I can to corroborate this evidence over a period of 4 years while I was with the UAP Task Force and do my due diligence on the individual sharing it. This is because of these steps, I believe strongly in the importance of bringing this information before you. I am driven by a commitment of both to truth and transparency, rooted in our inherent duty to uphold the United States Constitution and protect the American people. I'm asking Congress to hold our government to this standard and thoroughly investigate these claims. But as I stand here under oath now, I am speaking to the facts as I've been told them. In the U.S. Air Force, in my National Reconnaissance Office, NRO, reservist capacity, I was a member of the UAP Task Force from 2019 to 2021. I served at the NRO Operations Center on the Director's Briefing staff, which included the coordination of the Presidential Daily Brief and supporting variety of contingency operations, which I was the Reserve Intelligence Division Chief backup. In 2019, the UAP Task Force Director asked me to identify all special access programs and controlled access programs, also known as SAPs and CAPs, we needed to satisfy our congressionally mandated mission, and we were direct report at the time to the DepSecDef. At the time, due to my extensive executive level intelligence support duties, I was cleared to literally all relevant compartments and in a position of extreme trust, both in my military and civilian capacities. I was informed in the course of my official duties of a multi-decade UAP crash retrieval and reverse engineering program, to which I was denied access to those additional read-ons when I requested it. I made the decision, based on the data I collected, to report this information to my superiors and multiple inspectors general, and in effect becoming a whistleblower. As you know, I've suffered retaliation for my decision, but I am hopeful that my actions will ultimately lead to a positive outcome of increased transparency. Thank you, and I'm happy to answer your questions.
Thank you. Commander Fravor?
I'm reading what this dude says, and it's ridiculous. I can't believe this is actually in the
Thank you.
Senate, honestly.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Congressman, Congresswoman. What do you mean?
I'm gonna read you what this man has said. That same guy, Mr. Grush. He said, I have based on my full security clearance and multiple polygraphs, had the ability to read into any program that I needed. At one point in time, I was extremely highly cleared. These are retrieving non-human origin tactical vehicles, call it spacecraft if you will, non-human exotic origin vehicles that have either landed or crashed. Grush told Newsletter that the U.S. is in possession of quite a number of non-human vehicles. He said he didn't believe it at first. I thought it was totally nuts, and I thought at first I was being deceived. People started to confide in me, approaching me. I had plenty of senior former intelligence officers that came to me, many of which I knew almost my whole career, that confided in me that were part of the program. They named the program. I'd never heard of it. They told me based on their oral testimony, they provided me documents and other proof that there was in fact program that the UAP task force was not read into. He said he's hesitant to use alien life. I couch it as somebody who has studied physics, where maybe they're coming from a different physical dimension as described in quantum mechanics. We know there are extra dimensions due to high energy particle collisions, etc. There's a theoretical framework to explain that. In other words, Grush believes humans are not alone. He says there's potentially extraterrestrial life. Then he says he's never personally seen non-human intelligence, but says he's spoken to enough people directly involved in what he calls the program that he's convinced it's real. I started out as a non-believer. I came to the problem as a hardcore physics guy, intel officer. He said, so I have, excuse my language, high bullshit factor. I was very methodical, interviewing people who didn't know each other and making sure that this wasn't some kind of cover-up of some other program. Gooch says he pressed to gain direct access to the program, and that's when the trouble started. He claims his investigation was stymied and his requests for access were rebuffed. They shut the door in my face. They denied me access to these programs. Soon after, he says he endured reprisals and retaliations from above, that he's a whistleblower. He says he's doing this as some kind of sensitive, call me a Boy Scout or whatever. It's just when I saw the kind of wrongdoing I did, I don't want to be 67 years old in the future, have that, you coulda, shoulda, woulda life regret. He said, we're definitely not alone. We're naturally, when you recover something that's either landed or crashed, sometimes you encounter dead pilots. And believe it or not, as fantastical as that sounds, it's real. He said he's seen some interesting photos and read some very interesting reports. However, he says that the specific documents and photos that would prove his claims are still classified if he cannot disclose them here. He said they should be taken seriously. Well, we provided the proof internally to the Inspector General and went into all the details. I mean, I have the credentials. I was an intelligence officer on the UAP task force. He said, how could such how does this not go? He said, it's a well-established fact, at least mathematically and based on empirical observations and analysis, that there's most likely are physical additional spatial dimensions. And you can imagine 4 or 5 dimensional space where what we experience as linear time ends up being a physical dimension in higher dimensional space where you were living there. You could translate across what we perceive as linear flow. So there's a possibility that this is a theory here. I'm not saying that this is 100% the case, but it could be that this is not necessarily extraterrestrial and is actually coming from a higher dimensional physical space that might be co-located right here. What, brother?
All right.
No.
So what are you calling bullshit on that?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
You're running with that?
No, I'm just fully respecting the fact that listen.
You're taking the plausibility.
I think it's very plausible. I don't know about the dimensional shit because that's when it gets theoretical. That's when it gets theoretical. But the fact that it is that it's documented that there's biological non-human matter that to me is interesting.
He just said he's never seen any proof himself.
I want to first thank you for the
seen
invitation to
photos.
speak to the committee on the UAP topic that's been in the news for the past 6 years and seems to be continuing to gain momentum. As you know, my name is David Fravor. I'm a retired commander in the United States Navy. In 2004, the carrier...
Well,
which
right now,
in brief,
in fact, have programs that presented in office to represent what is best for the United States and best for the citizens. I thank you for your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I know it's very difficult for all of you, all you've done in the past to try to illuminate this issue. Calling myself first for some questions. I'm going to start with Mr. Graves. Are your pilots, or pilots that you interact with as part of your organization, do you feel adequately trained and briefed on how to handle encounters with UAPs?
no. Right now, military witnesses to UAP have limited options for reporting UAP. But more concerning is that commercial aviation sector has not adapted to the lessons that the military has implemented. The military and Department of Defense has stated that UAP represent a critical aviation safety risk. We have not seen that same language being used in the commercial markets. They are not acknowledging this risk.
Okay. What steps do you think you have to be taken to improve a pilot's UAP reporting? be it military or commercial?
Right now, we need a system where pilots can report without fear of losing their jobs. There is a fear that the stigma associated with this topic is going to lead to professional repercussions, either through management or perhaps through their yearly physical check. So having a secure system, reducing the stigma, and making this information available through the public is going to reduce the concerns that aircrew have.
Could you just give me a little idea of the degree to which reports in the past are not made public right now?
Well, I don't think there has been a proper reporting system to gather those reports and thus not report them. So to answer your question, I think there is a dearth of data due to the fact that the reporting has been limited up to this time.
Could you tell me why you believe it's, kind of to play the devil's advocate, a reason why some of this stuff should not be available to the public?
There's certainly some national security concerns when we use our advanced sensors in our tactical jets to be able to identify these objects. However, there's no reason that the objects themselves would be classified. I would be curious to see how the security classification guideline actually spells out the different nuances of how this topic is classified from the perspective of UAP, not national security.
I'll give you a follow-up on that. Assuming that there are reasons why not all this should be made public, this has been around for a long period of time. Can any of the three of you think of any reason why anything related to UAPs, say 15 years and back, should not be immediately made public?
I think one of it is acknowledging a vulnerability, both from a collection and I'll just say a countermeasure perspective. So it's not we haven't cracked for many years. Yeah.
Even say 20 years back. Is there any reason why when you go back that far, things shouldn't be made public?
Unless it shows a specific national security vulnerability as it relates to a weakness in a particular defense system.
Okay, Mr. Fravor, the TikTok incident that you were engaged occurred in 2004. What kind of reporting took place after that incident?
None. We had a standard debrief where the backseaters went down to our carrier intel center and briefed what had happened, and that was it. No one else talked to us, and I was in the top 20 in the battle group. No one came. The captain was aware, the admiral was aware, nothing was done.
Your commanding officers provide any sort of justification?
No, because I was the commanding officer of the squadron, so no.
Was this incident the only UAP event that you encountered while you were a pilot?
Yes, it was.
Okay. This is for any one of you. Based off of each of your experiences and observations, do you believe UAPs pose a potential threat to our national security?
Yes, and here's why. The technology that we faced was far superior than anything that we had, and you could put that anywhere. If you had one, you captured one, you reverse engineered it, you got it to work, you're talking something that can go into space, go someplace, drop down in a matter of seconds, do whatever it wants, and leave, and there's nothing we can do about it. Nothing.
Okay. You two?
Well, I would also like to add, from a commercial aviation and military aviation perspective, we deal with uncertainty in our operating space as a matter of our professional actions. Identifying friend from foe is very important to us. And so when we have unidentified targets and we continue to ignore those due to a stigma or a fear of what it could be, that's an opening that our adversaries can take advantage of.
What steps should be taken to better understand and respond to UAP encounters in the interest of national security?
There needs to be a location where this information is centralized for processing, and there needs to be a two-way communication loop so that operators on the front end have a feedback and can get best practices on how to process information, what to do, and to ensure that their reporting is being listened to. Right now, there is not a lot of back and forth.
Mr. Grush, in your complaint to the intelligence community inspector general, you claim that you believe information is being hidden. What kind of information do you think was hidden, and do you think it should remain hidden?
Yes, I can speak to that very briefly in an unclassified manner. As you know, the preponderance of my complaint was classified to the intelligence communities. Both material acquisition and exploitation activity, also baselining the UAPs but not sharing it with intelligence professionals that are actually doing step briefs to pilots, that kind of information. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Now we'll go to Mr. Garcia.
Thank you. Again, thank you all for your service and for testifying today. I want to just talk about UAPs as it relates to what we're seeing in the pilots' interaction with UAPs. particularly Mr. Graves, one of the, I think, concerns from members of this committee is this idea that pilots, there's no system to actually report UAPs and the stigma around pilots. And so can you just briefly, you mentioned that you're working with 30 pilots right now that have had encounters with UAPs, but you've also, I believe, discussed and know of many more pilots. This is just those that you're currently working with. Is that correct? Can you expand on that?
Certainly. I'll break that down in two ways. First, when we were first experiencing these objects off the eastern seaboard in the 2014 to 2015 time period, anyone that had upgraded their radar systems were seeing these objects. So there was a large number of my colleagues that were detecting these objects off the eastern seaboard. They were further correlating that information with their other onboard sensors, and many of them also had their own eye sightings as well of these objects. Now, that was our personal first-hand experience at the time. Since then, as I've engaged this topic, others have reached out to me to share their experiences, both on the military side as well as the commercial aviation side. On the military aviation side, veterans that have recently got out have shared their stories and have expressed how the objects we were seeing in 2014, 2015 continued all the way to 2019, 2020, and beyond. And so it became a generational issue for naval aviators on the eastern seaboard. This was something we were briefing to new students. This is something that was included in the notice to airmen to ensure that there was no accidents. And now with commercial aviators, they are reaching out because they're having somewhat similar experiences as our military brothers and sisters, but they do not have any reporting system that they can send us to.
And let me just add, both to Mr. Fravor as well as Mr. Graves, not having this system for reporting, would you both agree that it's harmful to not just our national security interests, but to understand this phenomenon of what's happening with UAPs?
I think it's actually a travesty that we don't have a system to correlate this and actually investigate. You know, so if you took the East Coast, you know, there's coastal radars out there that monitor our air defense identification zone, so out to 200 miles. They can track these, you know, so when you see them, they could actually go and pull that data and get maneuvering. And instead of just having airplanes, there's other data sources out there. I've talked to other government officials on this. So you need a centrally located repository that these reports go to. So if you just stuck it in DOD, you wouldn't get anything out of the Intelligence Committee because they have a tendency not to talk. But if you had a central location where these reports would come in, not just military, but also commercial aviation, because there's a lot of that going on, especially if you talk to anyone that flies from here to Hawaii, over the Pacific, they see odd lights. So I think you need to develop something that allows you a central point to collect the data in order to investigate.
Mr. Graves?
I would concur with everything Mr. Fravor said. I'll continue to say that the commercial pilots that have reached out to me through Americans for Safe Aerospace are doing so because they don't feel there's another way for them to report this safety issue.
And I think one of the clear outcomes of this hearing already is that there has to be a safe and transparent reporting process for pilots, both on the commercial side and the military side, to be able to report UAPs in a way that's also transparent, but also understands the scope of our national security interests and what may be classified or not. But I think there has to be some sort of system, and so that's something that I hope can be an outcome that this committee can work on. Is there anything else for the two of you briefly beyond this reporting system that you think that we can do as a government to encourage and facilitate more civilian reporting?
I think we're doing it right now.
Okay, great.
I think this hearing is going to show the American people that their government takes this topic seriously.
And how about civilians that may not be pilots? What kind of